Hi teachers, in this video we are going to walk through setting up Common Lit. Common Lit is a reading website for grades 3 and up. There's a lot of really great texts on there and pairing, as well as the ability to create assignments. So Common Lit is now set up through Clever, so you can sync your rosters and set up things this way, and it will provide students single sign-on access to Common Lit, so there will be no usernames and passwords. If you are a primary teacher happening to watch this video, please note that Common Lit does not provide text for the primary age, that their ages recommended on their webpage are grades 3 and up. For that reason, I currently don't have Common Lit set up for the primaries. So the first thing that you would want to do is log into your Clever portal and select Common Lit. When Common Lit loads, it will ask if you already have a Common Lit account. If you don't have one, you would want to proceed with no, not yet, and go ahead and sign up for that account. If you already do have an account, you can link the current account that you do have. So I'm going to go ahead and link the current account that I do have. Please keep in mind, if you're linking your account or creating a new account, it may be advisable to just log in with Google. This may save you time in the future, but you can also then log into your Common Lit account through Clever once this is all set up. If you don't already have an account with Common Lit, you're going to select No, Not Yet. And then you have two options to create your account. You can create your account through Clever and allow you to import class sections and students from Clever, or you can create your account without Clever. If you're new to setting up Common Lit and you want to use Clever, I suggest you just click to create account with Clever. And then you are the teacher, my students, and devices and internet at all times. That's what I would select. That is the goal, obviously. If you needed to select one of the other options, that's fine. And then you can choose how you heard about Common Lit. We're going to select next, and then you will need a Common Lit password for recovery. And then down here, you will want to check any options that you want as a teacher. Subscribe to Common Lit newsletter. Usually I don't want more subscriptions. My students will be reading Spanish language texts. Subscribe me to the monthly bulletin. You do not need that. You do need the last one. Creating the account affirms that you are following their policy, and you're going to click Create Account. Now, here you have the option to import Clever sections to Common Lit as new classes. Rely on Clever to automatically update your Clever rosters based on any changes made by your school district or administration. I strongly recommend using the import Clever classes. That way it takes care of your classes and you don't have to monkey with things. Google Classroom users can opt to import their classes from Google Classroom instead of Clever. This will work if you are a teacher who's teaching a class that is not rostered by PowerSchool. So if you're a special education teacher, or you have a situation where you have students that you service, but they're not in your PowerSchool classes, you'd probably want to opt out of the Clever importing and instead use the Google Classroom importing. So we're going to select Import Clever Classes. And then it's going to finish. It is going to take up to 10 minutes. Once your classes appear on your account, your students can log in through the Clever portal or by clicking Login with Clever. So we're going to select Proceed to Common Lit. And then we're going to take a look. Here is their policy. And we're going to select I accept after you review the policy. Common Lit is 100% free. It does not cost the district anything. You can skip this. We can click Get Started. We can browse the collection. So this will give us some background on Common Lit. Okay, how do you plan to use Common Lit with your students in class? This information will help us better address your needs. At this point, we will be using Common Lit mostly digitally on computers. You do have the option to do digital in print as well. I'm going to select digital and print for the moment, just so that it sets up my profile. That way, if I want to do things in classroom. Now, this first thing that's going to come up is how to create a class. Keep in mind that you aren't going to need to create classes because your classes are going to be created through Clever if that's how you set things up. Um, you can have people join your class as a co-teacher as well. We would have to look further into the specific setup here. So I'm just going to close out of this. And if I look at manage classes, right now I don't see any classes here, keeping in mind it's going to take up to 10 minutes for things to sync properly. And once things sync properly, I should see my Clever classes in here. Okay, so I waited about 10 minutes and I now have my classes synced here. You notice that there is no class code. Students don't need to type in anything in order to join. When I see my courses synced here, all students will need to do is go to Clever and click on the Common Lit icon to get in. You do have the option to manage students, change class info, or change a course nickname if you so need to do. If you have multiple classes in here, I would suggest just paying attention to which of your courses you're using for Common Lit. From there, you can go into assignments. You can do some searching for things that you would like to create. We can go to Common Lit's library. Maybe we want to search by grade level. I can watch this video that pops up about the library if I need to. At any point, I can reach help. If I click on my profile icon and click Get Help, I can get further information. So once I find something that I want to share with students, I would simply click on it. It will give me the features walkthrough, lots of tutorials here. And from here, you have the ability to assign the text, download a PDF. You could take a tour at any point. There's read aloud. There's some translate settings. And you'll notice that there's questions embedded within the text that you can assign to students. There are also different activities here. There's an annotation tool, guiding questions, assessment questions that you can review, as well as the ability to initiate a discussion with students. If we were to click on assign text, here's where you would be able to toggle on and off the ability. So you can choose your classes, you can create an annotation task, you can enable guided reading mode for the entire class or from one or more individual students. If you need to know more about guided reading mode, you can hover over the question mark and then the assignment options. So you can decide what you want to assign on the assessment. If you want only multiple choice, only short answer, or do not assign, and then you have a start date and a due date. Students would complete this all by logging into Clever and then accessing their assignments in Common Lit. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, or if you have trouble setting up your account because you already had a Common Lit account, reach out to me and we will work through this together. Hope this is another great resource for you to work in reading with your students.